Imagination, the workshop of the mind. The first step toward riches. The imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. The impulse, the desire, is given shape, form, and action through the aid of imaginative faculty. 죄송해요. Faculty of the mind. It has been said that man can create anything which he can imagine. Okay. Of all the ages of civilization, this is the most favorable for the development of the imagination because it is a nature of rapid change. On every hand, one may context stimuli which develop imagination. Through the aid of his imaginative faculty, man has discovered and harnessed more of nature's inner forces during the past 50 years than during the entire history of the human race. Previous to that time, he has conquered the air so completely. He has conquered the air so completely that birds are poor match for him to fly. He has harnessed the ether, and made it serve as means of instantaneous communication with any part of the world. He has analyzed and weighted the sun at distance of millions of miles and determined, through the age of imagination, the elements which it consists. He has discovered that his own brain is both broadcasting. My eyes. I don't understand my eyes. So, okay, it is better. It is better for me, or okay, it is better. My eyes feel so tired. That's why. Okay, I try to make it bigger. Character. Okay, isn't it? Okay, fine. Man's only limitation within reason lies in his development and the use of his imagination. He has not yet reached the apex of development, the use of his imaginative faculty. He has merely discovered that he has an imagination and hence commenced to use it in a very elementary way. Two forms of imagination. The imaginative faculty functions in two forms. One is known as synthetic imagination, and the other one is creative imagination. Synthetic imagination, through his faculty, one may arrange all the concepts, ideas, and plans into new combinations. This faculty creates nothing. It merely works with the material of experience, education, and observation with which it is fed. It is the faculty used most by the inventor, with the exception of the draws upon the creative imagination when he cannot solve his problem through synthetic imagination. Okay. Creative imagination. Through the faculty of creative imagination, the finite mind of man has direct communication with infinite intelligence. It is the faculty through which hunches and inspirations are received. It is with this faculty that all basic or new ideas are handed over to man. It is through this faculty that thought vibration from the minds of others are received. It is through this faculty that one individual may tune in or communicate with the subconscious mind of the other man. The creative imagination works automatically, oh, in the manner described in the subconscious pages. This faculty functions only when the conscious mind is vibrating, at an exceedingly rapid rate. For example, when the conscious mind is stimulated through the emotion of a strong desire. Yeah. Creative imagination. Yeah. The creative imagination works automatically in the manner described in the subsequent pages. This faculty functions only when the conscious mind is vibrating. Ellen is reading. Okay. Hmm. Okay, the creative imagination works automatically and the matter described in subsequent pages. This faculty functions only when the conscious mind is vibrating at an exceedingly rapid rate, as for example, when the conscious mind is stimulated through the emotion of strong desire. The creative faculty becomes more alert, more receptive to vibration from the source of mentioned in proportion to its development through use. This statement is significant. Ponder over it, over passing on. Keep in mind as you follow these principles that the entire story of how one may convert the desire into money cannot be told in one statement. The story will be complete only when one has mastered, assimilated, and begin to make use of all the principles. Okay. Mastered, assimilated begin to make use. The great leaders of business, industry, finance, and the great artists, musicians, poets, and writers became great because they developed the faculty of creative imagination. That's true. That's true. Both the synthetic and creative faculty of imagination become more alert with use, just as any muscle or organ of the body develops through use. Oh, desire is only a thought, an impulse. Impulse. It is nebulous and ephemeral. It is abstract and of no value until it has been transformed into its physical counterpart, while the synthetic imagination is the one which will be used the most frequently in the process of transforming the impulse of desire into money. You must keep in mind the fact that you may face circumstances and situations which demand the use of creative imagination as well. Your imaginative faculty may have become weak through inaction. It can be revived and made alert through use. This faculty does not die, though it may become quiescent through lack of use. Center your attention, for the time being, on the development of the synthetic imagination, because this is the faculty which you will use more often in the process of converting desire into money. Transformation of intangible impulse of desire into the tangible reality of money calls for the use of plan or plans. These plans must be formed with the aid of imagination and mainly with the synthetic faculty. Read the entire book through, then come back this chapter and begin. And once you put your imagination to work on the building of plan or plans for the transformation of your desire into money, Detailed instruments and for the building of plants have been given in almost every chapter. Carry out the instruments in best suited to your needs. Reduce your plant rating if you have not already done so. The moment you complete this, you will have definitely given concrete form of intangible desire. Read the preceding sentence once more. Read it aloud, very slowly, and as you do so, remember that the moment you reduce your statement of your desire and the plan for its realization to writing, you have actually taken the first of a series of steps, which will enable you to convert a thought into its physical counterpart. The earth on which you live, you, yourself, and every other material thing are the results of evolutionary change through which microscopic bits of the matter have been organized and arranged in an orderly fashion. Moreover, and this statement is in stupendous importance this earth, every one of the billions of individual cells of your body and every atom of matter began as an intangible form of energy. Oh, desire is the impulse. Oh, thought impulses in a form of energy. That's true. When you begin with a thought impulse desire to accumulate money, you're attracting into your service the same stuff that nature used in creating this earth and every material form in the universe, including the body and the brain in which the thought impulses function. As far as the science has been able to determine, the entire universe consists of but two elements, matter and energy. Through the combination of energy and matter has been created everything perceptible to man, from the largest star which floats in the heavens down to and including man himself. You are now engaged in a task of trying to profit by the natures of matter. You are sincerely and earnestly, we hope, trying to adapt yourself to nature's law by endeavoring to convert the desire into its physical or momentary equivalent. You can do it. It has been done before. You can build a fortune through the aid of laws which are immutable. But first you must become familiar with these laws and learn to use them. Through repetition and by approaching the description of these principles from every conceivable angle, the author hopes to reveal you to sin, a secret through which every great fortune has been accumulated. Accus- accumulated. I'm sorry. Accumulated. I'm sorry. Has been accumulated. Strange and paradoxical as it may be seen, the secret is not a secret. Nature herself advertises rays in the earth, on which we live, the stars and planets are suspended within our view, in the elements above and around us, in every blade of grass, and every form of life within our vision. Nature advertises this secret in terms of biology in the conversion of the tiny cell so small that it may be lost on a point of the pin into the human being now reading this sign. The conversion of desire into the physical equivalent is certainly no more miraculous. Do not become discouraged if you do not fully comprehend all that has been stated. Okay, unless you have long been student of mine, it's not been expected that you will assimilate all that is in this chapter upon first reading, but you will, in time, make a good progress. The principles which follow will open the way for understanding of imagination. Assimilate that which you understand as you read the same philosophy for the first time. Then, when you reread and study it, you will discover that something hasn't happened to clarify yet and to give you a broader understanding of the whole. Above all, do not stop, not hesitate in your study of these principles until you have written a book at least 3 times, for 95 and 96 then. You will not want to stop. How to make and practice use of imagination. Okay, how to. Okay. Oh, okay. Ideas and the beginning points of all the fortunes. Ideas are products of the imagination. Okay, right. Let us examine a few well-known ideas in which have yielded huge fortunes, with the hope that these illustrations will convey definite information concerning the method by which imagination may be used in accumulating riches. Ideas, yeah, ultimately, that's ideas. Okay, how to make the practical use of imagination. Uh, okay, the enchanted kettle. 50 years ago, the other country doctor dropped it down. Okay, it is example. I don't want to. Okay, what the crowd really purchased was an idea. The old kettle and the wooden paddle, and the secret message on the slip on the paper were incidental. The strange performance in the kettle began to take place after the new owner mixed with the secret instructions and ingredient of which the doctor knew nothing. Read this story carefully. Give your imagination a test to see if you can discover what it was in a young man added to the secret message, which caused the kettle to overflow with the gold. Remember, as you read, this is not the story from Arabian Nights. Here you have a story of facts, stranger than fiction, facts which begin into inform of idea. Let us take a look at the vast fortunes of gold this idea has produced. It has paid, and still pays huge fortunes to men and women all over the world, who distributed the contents of the kettle to millions of people. The old kettle is now one of the world's largest consumers of the sugar, thus providing jobs and the permanent nature of thousands of men and women engaged in growing sugar cane and refining and marketing sugar. Okay, here's an example. Okay. The authority should have been listening to one such romance, for he was in a part of it, and it all began not far from the very spot on which a drug clock purchased in the old kettle. It was here that he also met his wife, and it was in she who first told him the enchanted kettle. Okay, stop and thinking of that for a moment. Okay, whoever you are, wherever you may live, whatever occupation you may be engaged in, just remember in the future, every time you see the words Coca-Cola, that its vast empire of wealth and influence grew out of the single idea, and that the mysterious ingredient drug clock is a counter mixed within a secret formula with imagination. Stop and think of that for a moment. Remember also that the 13 steps to riches describe this book in the world media through the which influence Coca-Cola has exaggerate, elaborate too much, over elaborated. Okay, so I can skip it. Okay. Being philosopher is a preacher. Okay, it's not. Observe this important fact. He got the money within the 36 hours and after reaching a different decision in his own mind to get it, and deciding upon and the definite plan for them getting it. There was nothing new or unique about the young. Okay. This isn't an all example, but I just want to read in a kind of principle. Right? On the road, so I don't want to just read all those kind. So examples. Okay. Organized planning, persistence, decisions, six senses, subconscious mind. Okay. Trader with subconscious mind. Okay, the connecting link elements is step towards the riches. The subconscious mind consists of field of consciousness in which every impulse of thought that reaches an objective mind through any of the five senses is classified and recorded in a form which thus may be recalled and withdrawn as letters may be taken from the filing cabinet. It receives and files sense impressions of thoughts regardless of their nature. You may voluntarily plant in your subconscious mind and plan thought or purpose which you desire and translate into its physical and the momentary equivalent. The subconscious acts first on the remaining desires which have been mixed with the emotional feeling, such as faith. Consider this in connection with an uh, instructions given in the chapter on desire for taking 6 steps and they're outlined, and the instructions given in the chapter on the building and execution of plans, and you understand the importance of the thought conveyed. The subconscious mind works day and night. Through the method procedure known to men, and subconscious mind drew upon the forces in infinite intelligence and for the power to which is voluntary transmutation of one's desire into their physical equivalent, making use always of the most practical media by which this end may be accomplished. You cannot entirely control your subconscious mind, of course, definitely. But you can voluntarily hand over it to any plan, desire, or purpose which you wish transformed into a concrete form. Read again instructions for using a subconscious mind in the chapter on auto suggestion. There is plenty of evidence to support the belief that the subconscious mind is a connecting link between the finite mind of the man and infinite intelligence. It is the intermediary through which one may draw upon forces and infinite intelligence at will. Okay, it's not clear. This book is not clear. Okay, it alone contains a secret process by which mental impulses are modified and changed into their spiritual equivalent. It alone is in a medium through which prayer may be transmitted to the source capable of answering prayer. The possibilities of the creative effort connected with the subconscious mind and the stupendous and the imponderable, they inspire one with awe. I never approached the discussion of subconscious mind without a feeling of littleness and an inferiority due, perhaps, to the fact that man's entire stock of knowledge on this subject is so pitifully limited. The very fact that subconscious mind is the medium of communication between the thinking mind and a man and infinite intelligences of itself, a thought which almost paralyzes one's reason. After you have accepted as a reality, the existence of the subconscious mind and understanding its possibilities as a medium for the transmuting your desires into their physical or monetary equivalent, you will comprehend the full significance of the instructions given in the chapter on the desire. You will also understand why you have been repeatedly admonished to make your desire clear and to reduce them to writing. You will also understand the necessity of the persistence in carrying out instructions, the 13 principles and stimuli with which you acquire the ability to reach and to influence your subconscious mind. Do not become discouraged if you cannot do upon your first attempt. Remember that the subconscious mind may be voluntarily directed on a thought habit under the directions given in the chapter on faith. You have not yet had time to master faith. Be patient. Be persistent. Okay. Faith. Faith. Wow. Okay. Remember that the subconscious mind may be voluntarily directed on a thought habit under the directions given the chapter on faith. You have not yet had time to master faith. Be patient. Be persistent. A good many statements chapters on faith and other suggestions will be repeated here for the benefit of your subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious mind functions voluntarily, whether you make any effort to influence it or not. This naturally suggests to you that thoughts of fear and poverty and all negative thoughts and serve as stimuli to your subconscious mind. Okay. Unless you master and use impulse and give it more deserve a food upon which is many feed. Okay. The subconscious mind will not remain idle. If you fail to plant the desires in your subconscious mind, it will feed upon the thoughts which reach it as a result of your neglect. You have already explained that thought impulses and both negative and positive are reaching the subconscious mind continuously from the four sources, which were mentioned in the chapter on sex transmutation. Okay, I think that's it now.